All right, folks, if you will look on the lower left quadrant of your screen, you will see that there is an RQ-4 Global Hawk out of Jacksonville. Now, look, we've been tracking this drone for weeks. They went out off the east coast of Jacksonville. You have to understand some history here. NAS Jax is a facility that modifies, upgrades, and repairs naval aircraft. What do you mean, no data? Don't tell me that. We're still streaming. So anyway, an MQ-4 Global Hawk is a high altitude reconnaissance aircraft. And they don't normally go on missions from NAS Jax. NAS Jax is a maintenance, repair, upgrade facility. They do some test evaluation, and they work very closely with Patuxent River Naval Air Station. So normally when an MQ-4 Global Hawk leaves out of NAS Jax, it's either deploying to a theater to be used in that theater, overseas or whatever, and it lands and so on and so forth. It's not normal that you see a drone leaving out of NAS Jax that goes on a mission. However, when you look at it, NAS Jax is the closest drone facility to Venezuela. Now, we saw this drone fly all of its search patterns off of the coast of Jacksonville a little over a week ago. And then last week, we saw it fly down next to Mexico. And they were trying to do an endurance flight with it, and they wanted to do it over international waters. So they did. They flew it down next to Mexico and back. Tonight, well, the rules have changed. Tonight, they are flying down to Venezuela. And you can see them there in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. So it looks like they are going to be doing some interesting things here. Yes, there is a drone facility at NAS Jax, but that drone facility at NAS Jax is normally for test evaluation, upgrades, and things of that nature. It's not for doing missions. Are they capable of doing a mission? Yeah, probably. But we're actually seeing this drone deploying down here. And again, you're not seeing it fly over land. I don't think it's authorized to fly over land yet. I think there's still issues with it being a having a new avionics package on it, which is what we're seeing. This is the new avionics package on this drone. So we can see it over here on the bottom right is the triple X, and it's had a variety of different call letters since it's been launched. So it's been Overlord, it's been Black Hawk or Black Cat, and now it is triple X, or double triple X. So the question was asked to me a little while ago, would they fire upon this drone? Probably not. And the reason that they probably wouldn't, prior to the mission being kicked off, is because number one, it's unmanned. Number two, it's flying at, well, it's actually low compared to what one of these drones normally flies. This one's only at 47,000 feet. Normally these drones are at 53 to 55,000 feet. But the fact that it's a good 2 miles higher than the B-52s were flying. In fact, the B-52s were half that altitude. The B-52s were at 23,000 feet when they were flying through here. an MQ-9 drone, excuse me, MQ-4 drone is harder to hit than a B-52. It's smaller. The radar signature is much, much smaller because it's carbon fiber mainly and fiberglass, not aluminum like a B-52. And so because it has such a smaller radar signature, and because it is twice the height of the B-52s that were flying through there, it would be much harder to hit. So, and I don't know if the folks in Venezuela would like to poke Uncle Sam at this point in the game. So probably not a good idea for the Venezuelans to be shooting at it. You'll also notice that there's no other aircraft. When you look in the lower right-hand corner, that's all aircraft. You'll notice there's no other aircraft around this drone. In fact, there's no other aircraft out in that center area there. And that's because air traffic control is telling everybody, stay the hell out of here, because we've got, I think it's 26 ships down there now, if you count all of the supporting vessels. So it's a party in the Caribbean right now.